Happy Friday. Hope you're good. So today we're going to go through fundamentals to building a mission. Okay, I think that's important. So if you are looking to try and build a mission, or a life mission as we call it, I think it's important this is going to be an important process. These are just thought processes that I kind of go through whenever I'm working with somebody, in terms of these are the fundamentals. Okay. The beauty with the fundamentals is that they can change and they can evolve. But I think if we put ourselves in a position where we're trying to create a life mission at the very start, this is where I'd come to. All right, so let's get into it. Welcome to the Friday show, and I think it's important that if you're coming through, I want you to tell me what your life mission is. Sorry, I should explain. I got slightly distracted there because my 2-year-old tried to walk through the door and I was trying to figure out exactly what she was doing before Mum took her away. So that completely threw me. If I look stumped, it was because of that. So welcome to the Rise to Thrive show. I'm your host, James Borman. And if you are coming through, please do let me know if you're watching back or you're watching live. I must have looked like I was having a stroke or something, because I literally just was like, what is going on out there? Hey, part and parcel of working from home, right? So let's get into this. So I've got like 4 key fundamentals that I want to talk about. And these key fundamentals can be built on, and we're talking from the very start. So I've put here, start with an easy mission. Okay, start with an easy mission. And I think that is fundamental and that is key, right? Too many people think they can bite off more than they can chew in the early stages of creating a mission. They go big and they go hard. And the way that I look at this is, if you walked into the gym, and I use this same analogy, and I think it because everyone resonates with it. If you walked into the gym and I was your personal trainer, which I might have been at one point, having been a personal trainer, and I said to you, I want you to lift 200 kilograms. We're just going to go straight into 200 kilograms. And you didn't lift weights, or you weren't conditioned, or you're an old man and you've got a back as fragile as a candy stick, you'd break. You just wouldn't be able to do it. It'd be unrealistic, right? So if I said to you, right, go away and build a mission, and you turn around and said to me, I want to build a £1 million business, okay? it would be unrealistic, okay? And I think the key thing is to understand that you have to start with something easy. So how we can start easy, right, is that we can start by having a weekly mission, week by week mission. So when anyone ever comes and works with us in our Remember the Mission Blueprint, which is our 90-day program, the key thing that I want to get across to those people is that, look, we're not trying to create your 5-year vision yet, because you're not conditioned to build that 5-year mission together yet. What I want us to understand is, what's the mission for this week? What can we do that's going to move us forwards this week while we're learning and we're taking on board information, right? 4 weeks down the line, we then might be ready to create a 28-day mission. So we go out there and we go, right, this is what I'm going to achieve every 28 days. These are the stepping stones that I have to take. And this is how I'm going to achieve it. Okay. Then after 28 days, guess what? You'll be ready to build a 12-week mission. And then after 12 weeks, you'll be ready to build a year mission. And then after maybe those 3 months or to 6 months, you're then between 3 and 6 months, you'll start working on a 5-year mission. So we start easy and then we progress as you become more conditioned. Does that make sense? I hope so. Okay. So the next fundamental here is that, and I've just seen one of the comments there, and this highlights this perfectly. Okay. You all have a mission or a purpose as a father, and as a husband. Okay. It's easy to say that our mission is to provide for them, to have a happy family. But what I want us to be able to think about is, what is the mission for you individually? So what's your individual, personal mission in life? So my one is to help 10,000 men over the next 2 years. Okay, so that's my mission. That's what I'm driving at. That's what we're trying to get to. That's what that's my personal and professional. That's the thing that I'm completely invested in. I am naturally invested in the kids. I'm naturally invested in the wife. I'm naturally invested in my jiu-jitsu and everything else. But like the thing that gives me like the thing that helps me find purpose, the thing that helps me create direction, and the thing that embraces life for me is consuming myself on this mission, on this path to helping 10,000 men. It's what makes me wake up. And I've also put here doing something that makes you happy. And that does make me happy. That does make me happy. And it all started 5 years ago when I just wanted to show up and start doing these Rise to Thrive shows. And then it's turned into slowly but surely this empire of podcasts, of live shows, of 5-day challenges. By the way, the 5-day challenge is coming back in June. And I'm working towards happiness. Fulfillment for me is seeing men win, is seeing them improve their marriages, save their lives, because that is impactful. That's legacy for me. And you don't always have to be helping somebody else to have that mission. It could just be like you want to be on this mission to make sure that you are the healthiest you could possibly be. Your mission could be to walk your daughter down the aisle. Your mission could be to walk your son down the aisle. You know, your mission could be to one day work for yourself. All of this good stuff it's all stuff, right? Okay, number 3 is to manage your expectations. Now, one of the biggest things that I have to manage for a lot of people is when they come into a 90-day program, I have to put some water on the flame. And it's not because I'm trying to be a negative Nancy, but the realistic side of things is that our expectations are driven by excitement and adrenaline to achieve. Like when people finally make the plunge and they go, right, I'm in on this remember the mission scenario, on this remember the mission blueprint, I'm going to finally invest in myself and I'm going to work on myself. And they're like, let's go, rip the shirt off and thinking there's a Superman vest underneath. But the truth is that our expectations are 10 times further down the line than actually where we are. So this is where our expectations are because of our emotions, our adrenaline, our excitement. And this is where we're at the level of our conditioning. And a lot of people are like, well, we're holding back the dreams. But this deficit here between your expectations and where your current level of conditioning are, when we keep showing up and we don't meet our expectations, we constantly keep saying to ourselves, I'm not good enough to achieve those expectations. Okay. And then your self-belief takes a dip, then your emotions and feelings get involved, and they tend to stop a lot of people showing up, right? And what I want to do is build a journey and a mission in your life that is sustainable over a long period of time, right? So what you have to understand that is if you started today, I'm not interested in where you are in 1 week. I'm interested in where you are in 1 year. And if you're still doing the things and you're still building principles and you're still moving forward. So the expectation is, listen, to get to a really basic level of showing up and to a good standard of life, where this is not just another one of those fads, but this is a lifetime, neurologically, like different place in your brain, it's going to take 12 months. Okay. And that's what we just have to set those expectations. Like you're on this mission. The mission is not about the next week. It's about the next 10 years. It's about the next fucking 50 years, lads. Do you know what I mean? Until the day that we die. And that's where you have to manage those expectations. Okay. It's fundamental to building a mission. This is about the journey. And it links into the last fundamental. Realize that this mission is your process. Okay. What you say is going to be your mission is like the end step, right? The most exciting and beneficial part is that you now have a process to show up for. The journey, the character building, the failures, the wins, the epiphanies, the aha moments. It's all the journey and the process. When you build a mission, you find a purpose, you create direction, you embrace life, and you go through that cycle, and that is a process. And so many men are not privileged enough to have a process, which is why they're in a cycle of chaos and they're not showing up and they're not doing the work and they're lost and they don't know who they are and their identity conflictions and all of these things that are happening inside of men's lives. and they're confused about where they're going and what they're doing. That's because they don't have a process. We can't have a process without a mission. Okay, makes sense? So let's recap. Start with an easy mission. So next week, set yourself a little mission. What are top 3 things you're going to do personally? What are top 3 things you're going to do professionally? They're your missions. Achieve them. Okay. Do something that works towards happiness. So when you set those 3 things, they should be things that make you feel fulfilled and happy. And in there, one thing professionally and one thing personally, try to make about you. Okay. Manage your expectations. Don't let your emotions or your ego or your stubbornness get carried away with you. Okay. Be realistic about what you can achieve. And then realize that this is the process and that is the beauty of the journey. That's you going on the journey. Okay. Make sense all? Good. All right. That's it. So listen, if you haven't already, there's a couple of things. Number 1, if you can, please share this show with one person. Please help me fulfill my mission of helping 10,000 guys change the way they live their lives. So share it with a mate, share it with your brother, share it with somebody that you know that might need to hear this, or somebody that you think I can help. Number 2, I'm doing a deep dive on my second best-selling book, Remember the Mission. So starting Monday for 4 weeks, 3 times a week, I'm going to be attempting to read through the majority of this book. And we're going to be deep diving. So I'm just going to sit here and I'm literally going to read the sub-chapters and we're going to deep dive into it and look at the insights of implementation of how to elevate yourself. Okay. I've also put down there all the other shows. So we've got a show next Monday. There is no show next Friday. Okay. And some exciting news is that I'm bringing, after 2 years of not doing them, I am bringing the 5-day challenge back. And it is going to be called Ignite Your Mission. 5-day experience, Ignite Your Mission. Okay, so lots to look forward to over the next 4 to 6 weeks. Thank you for being a part of it. Let me know what you think of everything in the comments. Let's get to work.